You're listening to The Manning Report with your host, James David Manning. The news behind the headlines.
The 737 MAX airline, Boeing 737, MAX 8, MAX 9 airline, horror. Yesterday I had so many other things on there, Ross, I didn't have time to get to. But, it says that this airline, the one that crashed in the Java Sea, right, before the one that crashed in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa the other day, that this very same plane took off there and I was near the Java Sea. And it began to nosedive like they all have been doing. And there was an onboard pilot. But let me read you the horror of what took place. And I want to know why they let the plane get back up in the air. Watch this. It says that an off-duty pilot riding in the cockpit of the Boeing 737 MAX 8 fixed a malfunction on the second to the last flight for the aircraft before crashed during a different flight in the Java Sea the next day. The pilot reportedly advised the crew to kill the power to a motor that was pointing the aircraft's nose downward. That move helped prevent a catastrophe, according to Bloomberg News reports. The aircraft was being operated by a different crew the next day on October 29, 2018, and crashed fewer than 15 minutes after takeoff, killing all 189 passengers and crew on board. The same system is under intense scrutiny as authorities continue to investigate another crash involving the Boeing 737 MAX 8 airline that crashed just outside Addis Ababa the other day. Now, my question is this. Well, my God, if the pilots were on this plane back in October the 29th, right? October the 28th, rather. And the plane was malfunctioning. I understand that the computer malfunctions on this flight causes the flight to automatically nose the plane downward. And there's no computer remedy. There's no system to take the flight out of a downward spiral. That after the flight, this 737 MAX 8 plane and MAX 9, after they reach a certain altitude, the computer automatically kicks in and forces the plane downward and nose downward. And there's nothing they can do there. You can't pull the plane up. The computer then locks out the steering system. The computer locks out all other opportunities to steer the plane in a different direction. And it races to the ground nose first, killing everybody on board the flight. And my question is this. So this flight that crashed in the Java Sea, this information says, this report says that there was an off-duty pilot. He wasn't even scheduled to fly the plane. He was just off-duty, riding in the cockpit. And when he saw what happened, he quickly told the pilots to kill the power to the motor that was forcing the flight downward. And that way they were able to grab control again by killing the power. But if they had tried to just work the computers in the normal system, all of that was shut out. They were boxed out by the computer itself. But when they killed the power to the computer, it allowed them to then take control of the flight and they landed safely. Okay, all right. But why the hell did they let the flight go back? Why did they put the plane back in the air the next day, killing 189 people? Why did somebody say something? You follow what I'm saying? Why didn't somebody say something? I mean, you see something, say something. But they didn't. 189 people lost their life. But ain't all. Listen, Boeing aircraft knows that this plane had a flaw. And last week, they took off from Addis Ababa there in Ethiopia, and the same thing happened. The engine kicked in and automatically nosed the plane downward, like it's going directly into the ground, killing everybody. And these manufacturers, Boeing, these executives at Boeing, know that this is going on. They know this is going on. Or at least they are aware that the plane has problems, that the computer locks the pilots out of controlling of the flight. Why didn't somebody tell these people? And these 189 lives that were lost in the Java Sea, that people could be going about their lives now, enjoying themselves, having a nice dinner, or listen to the Manning Report or the Trust in the Lord Hour. They're dead now. And, the other thing is that with all this information in the Federal Aviation Agency here in America, Trump, because he's friends with the business manager and the president of Boeing, would not ground, everybody else around the world ground the 737 MAX 8 and MAX 9 flights. They would not fly from their airports. They wouldn't let them land in their airports. They wouldn't let them fly over their airspace. Everybody around the world said this airline is a death airline, except America. Because Trump said, well, let them keep on flying. Because Trump's about making money. He don't care who dies. He's about making money. And if you take that whole fleet of planes out of the air, right? You take that whole fleet of 737s around the world out of the air, that's a lot of money lost by Boeing aircraft. Moreover, it would have been a signal that they too believed that the aircraft was flawed and people ain't gonna get on board. I don't know when I'm gonna fly again. I don't know when I plan to fly. I ain't getting on one of these things. Even when they say you got it fixed, I ain't getting on no Boeing 737 MAX. I asked the man at the ticket agent, I said, listen, I want to go down to Haiti. So where you want to go? You Haiti when you go? So I want to go, yeah. But what kind of flight you gonna take me on? Because I ain't getting on no 737. I ain't getting on that. I mean, I was born at night, but it wasn't last night. People still getting on these planes. What is going on? But I think what's worse is what this boy Trump, though. He would finally, somebody got a hold of Trump, told him, you got to stop this flight. So Boeing is losing a lot of money now. Their stock went down. That's how that all goes around. At any rate, I think this is horrible that those people there on that flight that got killed in the Java Sea lost their lives, because the crew should have told the somebody in authority there that this plane is a death trap. They didn't. People died. I'm James David Manning, everybody. I'm the Lord's servant. This is a bit of a news blog we do, looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part, making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting, rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.